then moving over to player to score tips, I think for the first time in a very, very long time, we did not do so well last time in the player to score tips. For the first time in I can remember, it was not as flawless as we used to be, but yeah, we
Yeah,
can make
I
up.
know on your end it was a bit I think you got one out of yours.
Yeah, just one, just the
Uh,
lap.
yeah, I actually had two out of my three, and I had the two
Okay.
that were with the higher odds. Like I didn't land Isak, but I
Yeah.
landed Murphy and Strand Larsen.
Oh,
So
nice.
it was actually quite decent. I had Strand Larsen at 260, and I had Murphy at 325.
Fair enough. Okay, so what are your picks for this game week?
Well, yeah, I'm going with Strand Larsen again, third week in a row. He's at 320 now. I think this is rather because Cunha is back, and
Yeah.
he'll be taking a bit of the attacking focus off of the big Norwegian. But I'm still backing him. I'm still backing Strand Larsen. He's in good form. He's a nailed-on starter for Wolves. Um, and I think Mateus Cunha being back plays a part rather in terms of assists as well, not just Cunha himself scoring. I think Cunha is one of the best in the Prem when it comes to penetration into the final third, whether it's passes or runs, progressive runs. And I think it's a no-brainer, this one. I'm not saying necessarily Cunha assists, but I'm saying I have a very good feeling about Strand Larsen scoring again at least once. Um, Another one, I'm looking at Palmer. I'm finally looking at Palmer again. As you very well put it, Chelsea shouldn't have much of a problem against Ipswich. I think he'll start here as well. He didn't start last weekend, and as we're recording this, this is still hours before the Conference League game against Legia Warsaw. I think he'll start in the Conference League, and he'll start against Ipswich as well. I think Maresca sent his point across, keeping him out of the Brentford game.
Yeah.
And let's face it, even if he doesn't start against Ipswich, you get your wager back, so it gets
Yeah.
pushed. He's also Chelsea's penalty taker, so there's that chance as well. Ipswich are not very good in defense, and I think Palmer himself will have a bit of a point to prove now after missing the Brentford game.
Yeah.
And
Fair enough.
thirdly, I know you spoke about Brighton v Leicester, and I'm picking it here. I'm picking Mitoma. Um, it's I feel like Mitoma for Brighton is always a solid shout as a goal scorer. Um, I think Leicester's defense is nowhere near good enough to deal with him, and he's got this direct approach. He'll be running at them all afternoon, and to be honest, at 2.87 for him to score at any time is just too good not to take advantage.
Yeah. Fair enough. I think I'm still sticking with two guys, two of my regular picks. I'm still sticking with Salah. I know he has sort of gone cold over the past
Yeah.
3 weeks, but I'm still sticking with him based on the fact that Liverpool is the penalty taker, and if there's one person that can bring any piece of magic, he's the one on that pitch, and it's at Anfield as well. So I think he loves an Anfield game day. And I'm still sticking with Isak because United are poor in defense, and Isak has the quality to punish them. And I'm going with Elanga as well for Forest. I'm going with Elanga. Yeah, I know it's
I,
uh it it's uh
it's
it's
funny. I've
it's a
been considering him as well, but in the end, I left him out.
Yeah, I'm going with Elanga. Something I just have this feeling that he's going to punish Everton. Everton switch off at times in defense, and his pace is going to cost them a lot of trouble. And lastly, I'm also still sticking with Mamouche. I'm sticking with
Mhm.
Mamouche. I think against Palace, there's a chance that he could cause some trouble, chaos, and maybe get himself on the score sheet as well. So those are my four picks: Mamouche, Salah, Isak, and Elanga. So yeah, moving on, Victor. Any best same game tips?
Yeah, I've actually got an interesting builder, and it's for Newcastle versus Manchester United. So I'm looking at BTTS. Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, I'm back to three lines now. Last week I did a two-liner, it landed. The week before that, I had a three-liner that landed. Now I'm going with three lines as well.
Mm,
So yeah, Newcastle versus Man United, BTTS for 1.66. I think this one has a very solid chance. The second one is over 1.5 shots from Bruno Fernandes. Not necessarily on target, just shots. And that's at 1.57. So
yeah.
he's had two or more shots on target in six of the last 10 Prem games for United. And I think with Newcastle's forward-thinking approach, he'll have a little bit more space than against some other teams. And I'm going with corners, over nine in total
Yeah.
for 1.44. Both teams are averaging over five corners per game over the whole of the Premier League campaign. United at 5.12, Newcastle at 5.4 for the season. So the total odds I'm getting for this builder are at 3.75 actually. So I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, that's a solid one. And just on a final note, any bold opportunity to take advantage of?
Yeah, I have two lines here, and one of them, so it's not exactly very high odds, but since we don't necessarily think of Fulham and Bournemouth as teams constantly involved in high scoring games, they've flown a bit under the radar recently, actually.
Yeah.
So over the last five EPL games for each, Bournemouth, all of them over 2.5 goals, and Fulham 4 of 5. So 9 out of combined 10 were over 2.5 goals. I'm going with over 2.5 here as well, and it's at 1.72. I consider it a bit bold, and I didn't mention it for the over-unders because it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit longer than what we're used to for some 2.5s. And the
Yeah.
other one is a goal scorer, and I feel like it's a bold one and not really, but it's certainly overpriced. 3.50 Mateta to score against City. He's been
Mm.
in great form this season. He's been scoring a bunch of goals, especially since 2025 started and especially on the road. I don't understand why he's at 3.50 odds, but I'm going with it.
Okay. For me, I'm just going with three straight bold picks. And the first one should not be on a normal day, should not be bold, but given the recent stats, I'm saying Leicester would score at least a goal. They will end their run of no goal scored. I don't know how the results will end, but I know or I think Leicester should at least get a goal against Brighton away on the road. And Arsenal v Brentford, Arsenal alone to have over 7.5 corners. Arsenal
Okay.
alone, yeah, not both teams combined. Arsenal alone would have at least 8 corner kicks in 90 minutes. And Wolves v Tottenham, I'm backing Tottenham to score at least 2 goals.
Oh, wow.
I'm backing Tottenham to score
Okay.
at least 2 goals on the road. They could end up playing a draw. Spurs might even win. I don't care, but they would score at least 2 goals. At least that's some consolation in what has been a terrible season for them, but not like I care anyways. But yeah, so and there you go. Those are our picks for match day 32. We've been doing pretty well lately. We're getting better, hoping to be accurate this weekend. I feel, in fact, if there was a game week where we should be closing in on near perfect accuracy, I think it looks like It looks like this game week, but of course, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and we'll be sure to discuss this in our Premier League recap show for next time.